Welcome back to Conversation with Mr. French. I'm your host, Derek French, and I have a special guest stepping by to have a conversation with me. He's a Las Vegas, Nevada local, and I'm going to go ahead and let him introduce himself.
Yeah. How everybody doing? My name is Darion Weatherspoon. I'm the owner and creative director of Weatherspoon Clothing, born and raised in Las Vegas, native.
Welcome. So with that being said, tell us about yourself.
So like I said, born and raised in Las Vegas. I grew up, went to Cayenne Springs High School, went on to go to Clark Atlanta University, where I majored in fashion design.
Okay.
And I played football at Clark Atlanta University. To this day, I'm the first and only football player to ever major in fashion design on a collegiate level.
Okay.
On a NCAA level.
So tell us about your upbringing.
Like I always say, I grew up lower middle class. I always say I grew up like upper poor. Like I wasn't broke, but we wasn't rich either.
Oh, trust me, I understand that, bro.
You know, so I grew up upper middle class. Upper poor, lower middle class, and working mother, single mom.
Mm-hmm.
My mom, my grandma, they took care of me, and they instilled discipline in me. They instilled gentleman in me.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell people, like, I dressed like this in high school, middle school.
Mm-hmm.
I was dressing.
So were you the only child? Any siblings?
I was the only child on my mom's side. On my dad's side, there's a slew of us. I can't even remember how many.
Oh, we just need to know.
Yeah, I wasn't really connected with them.
Oh, trust me, I understand. So you touched on playing football, right?
Mm-hmm.
What position did you play? Did you go from, when did you start playing football?
I started playing football as a little kid, just get out the house. My mom. I'm happy I grew up in the time I did, because I grew up at the time we still went outside.
Okay. Yeah, because they don't know about that now.
They
don't know
even
anything
how to
about
ride a
that.
bike. So I grew up playing football, played in high school, and in college I was going to go for track.
Okay.
Had track scholarships, track offers, and Coach Page at Clark Atlanta said, I'm going to put you in a mile and a 2 mile. Mm-hmm. Coach Kelly, what that football money talking about?
Yeah, because ain't nothing free in life.
Say, man, what that football money talking about? Because I ain't running no 2 miles.
Yeah, ain't nothing free. So how did football mold you growing up?
It molded me because it gave discipline. I had a great coach, Coach Hunky Cooper. He's at UNLV right now.
Okay.
He's just discipline and building a team. And then, like I said, I went to Cayenne Springs High School. At the time I graduated, Cayenne Springs was ranked the worst school in Nevada when Nevada was 50th in education. Mm-hmm. So I say, using deductive reasoning, I went to the worst school in the country. Mm. Our graduating class, we had like a 38% graduation rate, and that was the record. Mm. So I grew up, in the hood. I always say I grew up in the streets, but I wasn't in the streets.
Okay.
I was well versed in all that, but I was never involved. My mom, like I said, Ali Sadiq said it best. He was like, I didn't have to sell dope. I had to do all that. My mom had a job.
Right. So I take it your mom was your big support system. Your mom and grandma?
My mom, my grandma. My grandma, my mom was like the disciplinarian, like the iron fist. She still is that way today.
Oh, trust me. I understand being raised about my mom and grandmother. So I totally understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, and it's crazy because I realized our parents were hard on us because they didn't have time to teach us.
Correct.
My mom had to work. She was tired. Mm-hmm. Don't go outside.
Yes.
Because I said so. That because I said so stemmed from they don't have the time to teach.
Correct. So it's not, oh, well, I'm being hard on you. I don't want you to go outside. It's just that, I'm too tired to look after you. Even though you were a boy, you can probably defend for yourself. It's just mothers is going to always be mother and, worry about their babies' safety.
Yeah, that and my mom too. I always say my mom set a standard. Mm-hmm. I've had a standard of excellence my whole life. Mm-hmm. My mom was the one that I remember coming in. I had a report card with all B's, not D's, B's, and boy. She looked at them like I had straight F's. Because her logic is, if you get a B, you could have got an A.
So, was there a bar you set before you got B's? Like, were there a time when you had number A's and then, you kind of still. You might, been a little kid, you probably slacked off and got B's to where.
Never. I've always been an A, B student. Mm-hmm. Never got a C. I got my first C my senior year in high school. Mm. And that was just because it's my senior. I was like, I already signed my letter of intent. I'm going for a ride. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Well, not full ride, but I'm going to college.
so what was high school like?
High school was different. Like I said, going to Canyon Springs, you know, you around dope boys, you around, you know, the hustlers, gang banging, you know. But I was in the church. I was a church kid, went Second Baptist Church.
Okay.
Pastor Cheney, started with Pastor Willie Davis, God rest his soul, and went to Pastor Cheney. You know, I grew up in the church. I was on the west side. Like I said, I was out. I knew everything, but no, my mom didn't allow that. I never sold dope. I never had to do any of that.
All right. So now talk about in high school. So when you get to your freshman year in high school, did you play football all the way through high school?
Mm-hmm.
And did you when did you know style was going to be your thing?
I would say it was in middle school. So I actually was one of the few. I represented the state of Nevada at the Junior Presidential Youth Inaugural Conference or something like that. I think that's what it's called. But Obama, when he got elected in office, I got to go to his inauguration.
Okay.
I represented the state of Nevada. I was like one of 3 kids. And in that, we had to wear a suit to the, you know, and I always wear church, you know, suits to church. But I noticed that people treated me different when I dressed nice. I walk into rooms, people smile at me, you know.
And this is at an early age.
It's
right?
early age. This is 8th grade, maybe even 7th grade.
Okay.
And then I said, okay, I want to wear nice clothes. And like I said, growing up upper poor, I couldn't go to where everybody else was getting Ralph Lauren's, the big polo ponies. I went to Cran Middle School. We had to wear collared shirts. Everybody else is wearing polos and designer stuff. I couldn't fix my mouth to ask my mom to spend $300 on some jeans.
Oh, she laughed in your face. Quick.
Yeah, True Religion jeans and all that, you know, was big. So I was like, okay, what can I do? I got these church shirts, got these slacks. What can I do to freak it? And I started, remember there was a trend in like 2007, 8, when everybody was wearing sweater vests out of nowhere? Yeah. I started that. I said, I went to the Goodwill thrift store, found me some sweater vests. I'm like, this is finna be my swag.
So too bad you didn't trademark it back then, huh?
Man, listen, I'm originally, what I have on right now, I guarantee you by next year's prom, there's gonna be a bunch of kids wearing capes. Well, fencing capes, but still.
So basically you're a trendsetter.
I tried to be. And then I became just a student of the game. I said I want to make a little bit of money. I found out that a big portion of the world's millionaires and billionaires are in the fashion retail industry. And then I realized in order for me to dress the way I want to dress, I need to make it myself. Make it myself. I'm not going to put my mom in a position where she, you know, feels less than. Because there are times where I watch my mom go a few days without eating, saying she ain't hungry. And I know she was hungry, but she made sure we was fed. So
the relationship between you, your mom, and your grandma, who can you say you're more close to?
My grandma by a lot.
Okay.
By a huge margin, God rest her soul. When she passed away, that was my world. But I firmly believe that God only takes when the job is done.
Correct.
She taught me everything. She left and she was tired.
So do you think I'm assuming when you with your grandma, she was a church-going woman, right? So do you feel that you going to church and in the suit that played a part in starting your journey on to becoming what you are now, which is a fashion designer, business owner, and things of that nature?
Yeah, I would say it did. You know, going to church, you know, all the old heads, you know, they wear suits. You wear suits to church.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So you always, you know, you got to look a certain way.
And
then having that.
Not to cut you off, brother, but that's growing up in our time.
Nowadays, yeah, I about to say that.
Nowadays, you go to church.
Early 2000s, you know.
Because I'm an 80s
Kojic,
baby. Yeah.
Baptist, you know, when you meant something to be Kojic, Baptist, Pentecostal, like it would meant something. You know, and I had that level of reverence to the pulpit and everything. So it played a big part. And, you know, faith is huge in my brand. It's huge in my life. You know, I was depressed. I had sadness in my life. And if I can indulge you in a story,
sure.
I celebrate a death day. Things got so dark for me one point, not too long ago, in 2021.
Okay.
June 18, 2021, I was going to commit suicide. it was done. And it only takes, I think, like 6 pounds of pressure to pull a trigger.
Yeah.
I applied well over 6 pounds of pressure. Well over. It was done. As I'm pulling the trigger, my phone rings. It's my best friend from college. He hates when I tell this story because I say he saved my life. Yeah. And he was just like, I just wanted to get out of Arizona. He literally called me, and I didn't tell him anything I have going on. He just said, can I drive in and stay with you and your mom this weekend?
Is this at an early age?
No, this is 2021.
Okay.
This is a few years ago. I literally got a loan from my ex-girlfriend, well, my girlfriend at the time, for like $400, and I still had a negative bank account. I didn't know your bank account gets to negative 500. Wells Fargo, y'all out of pocket for that.
Trust me.
It's about to be a Wells Fargo bashing, because if I didn't have the money before, why you let these folks take more money out?
Trust me, I understand that because
man, I probably owed you money. So, he came, we talked a little bit, and then the shift happened. He said, why don't you work at Saks Fifth Avenue? Next thing I know, I get an email of Saks asking me to come in as their lead luxury stylist for Saks Las Vegas. Got that. And if you would have told me the very next year, 2022, I was going to have my own studio, I was going to do a grand opening that had an RSVP of over 400. I broke the record for the largest grand opening for a small business. Okay. For the Las Vegas Chamber of Commerce.
Congrats.
And if you would have told, I pledged Kappa. KSI Phi Nu Pi, frat so nice we named it twice. I had all these amazing things happen for me. And if you would have told me like a year later that's going to happen, I said nah. And I always say, you don't get over suicide. I tell people, oh, you beat suicide. I'm like, I beat suicidal last week. But then I just remind myself that God is only going to take me when the job is done. And I look at the progression that I had, and now I'm at a point of nothing bothers me. I don't care anymore. It's going to work itself out eventually.
So take me back to high school you said you played football, right? You played the whole 4 years you were there. When did you know when did you know that you were going to did you take football serious to where you
No, not at all. I played football just so I have something to do. Okay. Again, I'm not these kids. These kids now, I say, are weird. I hated being home. We grew up in that generation where I would rather take the whooping if I can be outside.
Trust me.
But I'm still outside though. Yeah. So I played football, ran track. I was involved in like 8 different organizations. I was in Kappa League. I was president of the BSU. Oh, yeah, I wasn't the president of BSU, but I kind of did all the roles of the president. President of Bible Club, junior classical league. I was just doing after school activities just so I didn't have to go home. Okay. These kids nowadays, they get out of school and go home and play the game. I was so busy, and I had all AP classes. I was so busy, I forgot I had a game.
So with you doing multiple things, did those grades ever drop?
Because, again, my mom set a standard. There's a standard of excellence. My mom set a standard, and then I was like, this is my standard. My standard of excellence is excellence, perfection.
So and this is time in high school, did you go to the prom? Did you go to the homecoming? And when you did, if you did you put on? Like, did you customize your own fit?
Yes. Again, I was always finding ways to look good and not spend money. I got a job at Tuxedo Junction, which is now Friar Tux. I got a job at Tuxedo Junction just so I can get all my homecoming stuff for free.
So did you shop a lot at Goodwill, Salvation Army to put it on?
Yeah. Frankly, I tell people I didn't shop. As much as everybody sees me in fashion, I didn't shop. I wasn't a person that like, oh, I wasn't a person that was like, oh, I need to just have the latest things. And I was a sneakerhead for a little bit. But even then, I'm not spending money. No.
So you wasn't those type that, I got to have every pair of Jordans to come out.
No. I just studied fashion. I knew it was nice. And I knew at one point, someday, I wanted to dress like that. I had idols like, Andre 3000, the way he dressed, music, the culture. Looking at guys wearing suits and how they get treated. I realized, and then growing up with a bunch of family that was in the streets, you know, they was in the game, they was in the life, thoroughbred. They kept me out of it. They was like, you know, you're our ticket out. I was a smart one. You know, I was well-versed in the streets, but I was well-versed in, you know, I was a dude, even today, I could speak to the governor, leave the governor's mansion, and go straight on the block.
Mm. So take me to where you, Atlanta, Clark. Take me there.
Clark Atlanta was an amazing, first of all, best HBCU in the land, Black Ivy League. Clark Atlanta fit all 5 of the criteria that I set for college.
Okay.
So on my signing day table, it was Clark Atlanta, Morehouse, Stanford, and Harvard.
So you was him in football.
But see, that's the thing. I wasn't even like the star. I was good, and I played.
So what position?
Free safety.
Okay.
And I took football serious enough for, like, I just want to play.
Okay.
I just really just wanted to play.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't like these dudes. I'm trying to get drafted. No, I knew I wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
No. I graduated from high school 140 pounds, about to go play football in Atlanta. So I had to pack on 20 pounds, and I got there, they thought I was the kicker.
So did you get some playing time when you got there?
Mm-hmm. Well, I earned it. I fought for every snap that I played in college.
Okay.
You know, and it meant a lot for me to work hard instead of go. And I say now, and people say it sounds arrogant, but it's not me being arrogant. Everything that I want, I have. Mm-hmm. I'm going to have it.
What's wrong with that?
But I say it in the sense of, if I wanted to date, like there's one particular young lady, I had chased her for 8 years.
Mm-hmm. This is
I knew.
While you in school, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I knew I wanted to be with her.
Okay.
And we didn't work out. We're still really close. Another young lady, we're not as close. Like, if I want it, I'm going to have it. There is no maybe. I'm going to figure it out. Mm-hmm. I set a goal, and I accomplish it. So I've always achieved. So when I said I want to play college football, I'm going to play college football. I'm going to find a way. I'm going to scratch, claw, fighting. And one of the biggest things I tell young people, it is nobody's responsibility but yours. I got myself recruited. My coach, as amazing as he wasn't putting me out there with these college coaches. I was sending emails, working, grinding. I told myself I will do this, and I will die trying. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that made me pick Clark Atlanta was the school's motto: I'll find a way or make one.
Mm-hmm. So, as you traveling through college, when did you decide that you were just going to fully focus on becoming a designer?
When I became my true self. When I was groomed, my adopted father was the late Assemblyman Tyrone Thompson. And he was grooming me. I was always going to be like a lawyer or judge. My dream job was to be a congressman. Mm-hmm. I always tell people my lifelong goal now is to someday be the governor of Nevada. That's still a goal of mine. Mm-hmm. I'm big into politics. I study. And I realized I love suits. I love this game. Mm-hmm. I look at it like the game. I love this game. And when I was deciding what college I was going to, I said, you know what? I want to be the best dressed. I want to do this for real. Mm-hmm. Let me go to school for fashion design. So going back, the 5 criteria I said, I want to go to HBCU. Okay. Had to be in the South because I'm Vegas. So I'm not dealing with the code. Had to be in a major city because city boy. I'm not about what I look like going to Grambling, Louisiana from Las Vegas, Nevada, or Huntsville, Alabama, coming from Las Vegas. No. Okay. Mm-hmm. Had to let me play football, and I had to have my major, fashion design. Clark Atlanta checked off all 5 of those boxes. Okay. And I always say I'm a National Black Arts champion. I graduated top of the class, number 1 in the fashion department. I was Mr. Fashion Department. And I tell people, and I go back to Clark Atlanta, and every day I tell them, I was the worst in my class. Mm-hmm. Believe it or not, I tell people, as accomplished as I am, as amazing as I am as a designer, there was so many designers at Clark Atlanta that were just amazing. Brittany Cola, Nyambi Davenport, Lenore Gray, Kiara Butts, Jamera Anderson. These are women that were like killing it. They were dope. Azaria Cooper. These are women that were super dope, but I just said, I'm not going to let nobody outwork me. Mm-hmm. I was the best on paper because Nobody outworked me. I'm tell you a story on that. When I was about to graduate from college, I said if I went to school 4 years, I'm getting a degree. In fact, I'm getting a job in fashion. Mm-hmm. I went to every tailor in Atlanta. They all told me no. Mm. And I idolized this young brother named Miguel Wilson. And this is God. That day, he was changing something on his Google. Mm-hmm. And so he had to change his phone number on Google to a cell number. And I was in class. I just said, worst he can say is no. Because I was like, he's big time. He's big league. I called him, and he was like, Miguel Wilson. I was like, yeah, can I speak to the hiring manager? He's like, this is Miguel Wilson. What do you want? He said, and I said, you know, I just graduated, and I want to get an opportunity to study under you, work for you. This is also an example of stay ready so you don't have to get ready. He said, I have to leave for Miami in like an hour and a half. If you can get here within an hour, we can talk. I gathered my books. I always kept resumes on me. I kept my portfolio on me. I ran in class, grabbed my briefcase, and said, Professor, I got to go. Mm-hmm. And got there, and guess what? He said no. But he said, you can come around, you can stick around, you know, be an intern, you know, unpaid. I was an unpaid intern for him to the point where I was there 7 days a week. The shop opened at 10, I'm there at 9. Shop closed at 8, I'm there till 9.
So let's touch on it. Did you have a mentor guiding you until you were able to start your first design?
Yeah, I would say my first design. Well, my mentor is my adopted father, Darion Thompson. Okay.
So he's the one
structured. He's the reason I always say I walk the way I walk. I talk the way I walk. He's the one that taught me square your shoulders. Mm-hmm. You know, you see I cross my leg. Never point your the bottom of your foot at someone. Mm-hmm. He taught me all like the base. Like he taught me every little bit of being a gentleman. When I turned 21, we went to a cigar lounge. Had my first cigar. And he had them pull out every single glass. And he's like, okay, this is called a snifter. You drink cognac out of this. You never drink brandy before dinner. That's a dessert. It's a dessert drink. He taught me everything. So He was my mentor. Then as I went on to college, and after that, it was Miguel Wilson. Mm-hmm. Now, here's the thing with Miguel. Unpaid intern, I was there so much, I stopped going to class. I was there. I wanted it so bad. That I was working nonstop, still keeping up my school load, still getting A's, that I had stopped eating. I forgot to eat for like 3 or 4 days. Okay. That's how hard I was working. I went to the trainer's office just to say what up to them, and they hooked the IV to my arm. I was so dehydrated. It's like, when did you eat? And I was like, dang, when did I eat? Dang, I ate like Tuesday. They was like, it's Friday. I wanted it so bad. I didn't eat. That's how bad I wanted it. And if you look at my coat of arms, this is my coat of arms. On it says in Latin, quantum vicid. It translates to how bad do you want it? Mm. That's how bad I wanted it. I wanted to be the best. I wanted to study for him. I wanted to be his designer. I went from being an unpaid intern to his creative director within 2 years.
Okay, so now that you didn't complete college and you graduated with a
degree in fashion design,
mm-hmm. Right? Now you're putting a team together, right? So with you being a part of a team, as in football, does that help you orchestrate the team you want to help you get to that next level?
Yes, and I actually tell people I'm an entrepreneur, but I say I'm a solopreneur right now. I'm still building my team, and the reason I tell people I'm building my team is because I want you to want it as bad as I do. Anybody that comes, people say they want to work for me. I say, okay. This your first, sell a suit at $800. Mm-hmm. I make it even better. Sell a suit at $500. It cost that's less than what it costs to make. I'm losing money on this, but I want you to sell a suit $500. And you got a week to do it. Mm. People, it's so hard. How do you know these people? You think that this just happened? You know how many days I was starving? How bad I wanted it? And then you build a team around you. You know, my peers, they didn't want it bad enough. They just kind of wanted it.
You got to remember, you birthed that baby. So no one is going to want to see that baby grow better than the parent.
Yes, but I also say, if you really want something, I want people around me that want to be the best.
Mm-hmm.
That only their standard is being the best. I wanted to be the best me, the best version of me. I want to be the best designer. I studied this. I did. So when I asked I had one young brother that wanted to work for me. I asked him, well, oh man, well, what are you doing tomorrow? He's like, oh man, I'm going to a party with my friends. All right, let me ask you. Is any of your friends in a position to purchase from you? No. Okay. I saw you go out every single day this week. When was you about to make some money? Are you doing this to make some money? So that was one thing I learned with Miguel. Miguel, it was commission. Is eat what you kill. And like I said, I'm an unpaid intern. I still got gas. I got to figure this out. I need to hurry up and get on this payroll. Then I got on the payroll, and he was like, all right, I can guarantee $200 a week. The rest, figure it out.
Okay, now that you done got this team built, right, do you remember your first, because I seen on your Instagram that you had a fashion show.
Mm-hmm.
So do you remember your first fit that you put together and you had the model for it?
Yes. I remember the first piece that I ever put. I remember my first client.
Okay.
My very, 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 very first client when I was working with Miguel. My very first client when I started my own business. I remember that, and I cried a little bit.
So, take me back to your first client. How did you feel?
Nervous, scared, like, oh, I'm about to mess this up. This is this man's wedding. Mm-hmm. He didn't, and it's funny because I told him after, you're my very first client ever. And he was like, I would never know.
So did that feeling of that him being your first client feel like the first time you played football, tackle football?
Yeah. It was my first. I never thought about it until you just said it, like right now. I remember the first time I ran out the tunnel at Clark Atlanta University. And remember, for those who don't know, Clark Atlanta is a school from Drumline. It's also the school from School Days. Mm-hmm. It's also the school from Stomp the Yard. Like Clark Atlanta is HBCU. So I used to grow up thinking I was going to be in the band, Drumline, because I just love that movie. And I ran in the field for my first practice. I'm like, I'm really on the field from Drumline. Like, they shot it here. This field is, Ware Hall is still there.
Okay.
Still the same stadium. And that adrenaline that we played, I remember the game. It was Lane College. Ran out that tunnel, and I was like, wow, I'm here. I was so scared, so nervous. And that's how I felt with suits. And I still have that butterfly effect now. Like the butterflies in my stomach, every time I give somebody a suit, I'd be like, wow, y'all really trusted me with this.
Yeah.
Like that.
Well, I mean, why would you? I mean, you him, so.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we know that part. Yeah.
So do you remember your first check you got for selling your first suit?
Mm-hmm. First of all, I felt like I was rich.
How much was it?
After commission with Miguel, it was like $200. It was like $200. Remember, I was unpaid intern.
Yeah,
so,
well, something's better than nothing, right?
Yeah, it was that. He was like, I give you 5%.
Okay, so after that, right? When do you know, like, I'm here now? Was it after your?
I'm still not there. I'm not there now.
I mean, but you are comfortable to where I'm on the right path. I didn't sew my first piece, my first suit, right?
I still don't feel that way.
You don't?
Till this day. This day.
I seen your brand.
Yeah.
I seen your brand. You got the shoes now. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, so when was your first celebrity that you done?
First celebrity, I worked with Miguel. We did Waka Flocka's wedding.
Okay.
Actually, no, take that back. The first celebrity I worked with was Keith Sweat for his album Plan for Keeps. I creative directed, the photo shoot with that. Derek Blank's amazing photographer. And Derek actually was so dope. Derek made sure that I was credited on the album. Mm-hmm. So if you get the album, like, the old school, nobody gets them. My name is on the album as one of the stylists and creative directors.
Really?
And that was the first celebrity I worked with. Mm-hmm. Then I did Keith Sweat. Worked with Miguel with Waka Flocka, and then with 2 Chainz, worked with him with that. Now I also helped with Kim. I did his wedding. Who else? couple NFL, NBA players. Kevin Hart, I worked with. Yeah, just a couple celebrities. But you know what? I would say celebrities is actually, I don't care about the celebrity. I'd rather sell a suit to a guy. I'd rather sell a suit to a garbage man.
So let's touch on when you work with a celebrity, are they difficult to work with?
Difficult, yes, because a lot of these celebrities want stuff for free. And they, like, you know, people, one of my biggest pet peeves, if I wear your stuff, are you going to blow up? I did people way bigger than you. And all I got are some followers. May they keep me warm at night. My bills don't get paid off friendship, and that's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, celebrities are difficult. I love them. I want to work with more of them. But like I said, I'd rather work with the guy that, I'd rather work with the common man because they appreciate it more. My favorite client is guys in the street, street dudes, because they feel. That's one of the things I love about my business, my brand. My brand is built off two pillars: individuality and exposure. Mm-hmm. Most people have never been exposed to the finer parts. I was fortunate enough growing up in the streets that I was exposed to upper society, and I said, I want this. My mom made sure. My mom wasn't one of those, the kids eating hot dogs and hamburgers. No, if everybody eating steaks, the adults eating steaks, my son can have a steak. My mom had that stand. You know, we raise adults over here. Mm-hmm. So being exposed to that changed my outlook. A lot of brothers ain't never been exposed to it. The amount of people that they first suit is their wedding. Ever. That's their first ever suit.
So not to cut you off, but I purchased my first suit at the age of 30, and I'm 39. So within that time span, I have up to 42 suits.
I would say when you got exposed to it, it changed. You felt different. You walked different. You feel different. And I'm like, that passion that I have for feeling different, I want other people to feel that. That's why I'm so passionate about young people.
So we live in a time and age where everybody goes to social media for validation, trend, and things of that nature, right? And you hear the younger group, oh, well, I'm not wearing no suit. Those are for old men. And then also you hear old men saying the same thing as well. Well, I might be old, but I don't need to wear a suit. I don't need to wear a suit, right? So how do you design a suit that appears to the younger group and the older group?
Find out the person. Like I said, it's two pillars: individuality and exposure. The exposure part is going to have somebody being introduced to it. The individuality part is learning about the person. So my brand, I'm a private concierge designer. I only take 180 clients a year. That's it. After 180, I might bump it to 200 this year. But after that number, because I want to have a personalized relationship with my clients. I want to know you. So a lot of guys, I need to get a black suit. Why? Why do you need a black suit? You're a painter. Why do you need a black suit? Like, if you're an artist, if you're a recording artist, I'm not going to put you in a square suit. Now you look like a banker. That's not you. No, we're going to sit down. I'm going to sit down and talk to you. We're going to be like, okay, what's your favorite color? Stuff that you don't think. I read a lot of psychology books. I'm studying you. I'm looking at your posture. You're looking like, okay, you do this. Okay, whenever you feel nervous, you have this twitch. I'm looking at all these little things, and I apply that to picking fabrics. I'm like, this will be dope for you. You say you want a blue suit. You can do that. I can do a regular navy blue. But let's freak it a little bit. Let's make it a little personalized for you. And they get that first suit, and they feel so good. Man, I need to get another one. I'm right here. And it elevates it makes them feel good, and it elevates how they feel about themselves.
So when we, as our culture, right, when we put on the suit, how does it make you feel when you seeing someone wearing your brand? Do you feel like your babies continue to grow, or how does that make you feel?
I have imposter syndrome. I feel like, I always tell people all the time, I ain't nothing. Like, I'm a regular dude. I get shocked. I cried not too long ago. I do the members Blazers, at Tap and Ash Cigar Lounge. Best cigar lounge in the country, by the way. I do the members blazers, and we did a night where everybody wears their blazers, first Saturdays. And when I walked in, I seen everybody wearing their blazers and everything. I walked out and I cried, cause I'm like, I was homeless. People don't know that part about me. I was homeless 2 years ago. Like living in my studio / in my car, homeless for over a year. And I'm like, wow, people really still trust me. I cry most of the time. I feel like I ain't special. I'm just a little black boy from Vegas. That's all. I could be a billionaire and I'll still look at myself. I'm just a little black boy from Vegas.
So you talked about mental earlier, right? So how do you handle that when slow peak come around and no one is checking for suits or things of that nature? Does mental health come in? Do you go into depressed mode, or how does that work?
Depressed mode. I go into depressed mode. And I shouldn't, and a lot of people find it weird that I do. You know, mental health is so strange. I could be in a room full of people and feel alone. Like, I'm planning my birthday cruise now for my 30th birthday, and I have people that's saying they're coming, and I'm still shocked that you're even my friend. I be around my frat brothers, my line brothers even. And I'd be like, y'all really like me. So I do have imposter syndrome. It goes in depressed mode. And then dealing with the down times, now I just get to the point of like, God is the only person and only thing that is always there. And now I firmly believe on your worst ever day, God woke you up the next one. Ain't missed a day. 24 hours at my call. So when I hit my slow peaks, my slow seasons, I just turn it over to God. I've been at points where I'm like, my manufacturer 8,000. I'm over here. I don't know. I got more bills in the moment. Then out of nowhere, literally out of nowhere, I get a call. This pastor, I need to get 4 suits. You know, a good friend of mine, Michael Baisden, he came in and saved me once in the sense of he didn't know what was going on. He just, hey, I need to get like 6 suits and I need them like in a month. Whole time I'm like, boy, you done put me right back in the game. You don't even know. Boy, I'm finna mess all that. Boy, you put me right back in the game. So I just trust in God. I'm like, God he ain't missed a day. So what is there to worry about? To worry is a sin. Because that's to believe that God ain't gonna take care of it.
So how many fashion shows you done put together, then participated in as well?
With my brand, maybe 5, 6, maybe. I don't really do as many shows as I need to. I realize my flaws. Like, I realize as dope as my product is, I'm not a good marketer. I hate social media, hate Instagram, despise it. I'm a good speaker, but I don't have a podcast. I feel weird when I try to. People be like on TikToks making reels and stuff. I'm like, I'm not finna sit in the house and play dress up. Everybody's like, you need to just make videos of you getting dressed in the morning. I'm not finna be in here playing dress up. And put a camera. That's corny to me. So that it's difficult. It's a weird dynamic with me, and I realize I need to get better at it.
So what are you currently working on?
Currently, I'm working on another collection. It's a sex and sexuality based collection. I'm trying to figure out how I want to present it because I have a game plan on how I want to show it. And it's going to be a little raunchy, but it's still like classy gentleman. I'm the mixture. I'm like I hate comparing my brand to other people like Tom Ford and stuff, but it's like I make gentlemen's wear. But I want to make it sexy for the men and women. Because to get dressed is sexy. Women like seeing. I've told my youth group, my Kappa Leaguers, I've gotten more women wearing a suit than when I wear my Jordans.
Preach.
Because I look different. I'm my own self. I'm not telling them that they need to wear suits more. No, I'm saying you need to create your own version of yourself. So I'm working on my sexuality collection, building out my client list. I think I'm sitting at 150 silver spoons. I'm trying to get to 180, hopefully before June. And then I might expand to 200 clients. The exceptions I make to my clients is kids and weddings. That's my exceptions. And then, just working on growing my social media presence. I want to do more fashion shows. I want to, I tell people, y'all have seen me wear suits. Y'all ain't really seen me dress.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even today, like, I came out, we did the Black Menswear Flash Mob. I'm wearing a cape.
Shout out to them.
Yeah, shout out Andre and those guys. I'm wearing a cape, and everybody's like, oh, that's so fly. Like, this is how, if money was no issue, I would dress like this all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, these are the things where it's like, the things I'm working on excite me because now I know that I'm stepping into being the best version of myself. And like Bernie Mac, you say, if you're good at something, the money's going to come. Mm-hmm. Last year I won my first Best of Las Vegas award. And last year I also made the Most Magnificent Man list. Didn't even know I was nominated, but made the list. And it just made me realize I'm stepping into a time.
So do you only wear your brand?
Yeah, absolutely. Everything I have on, shoes are mine. My cape, everything I have on is mine. The only thing that's not mine that I made is my underwear.
Okay, so let's touch back on shoes. What type of shoes do you make?
Gentlemen's shoes, Oxfords, loafers. I have my own line of sneakers, all the dress shoes. I had my own line of heels for a minute. Probably going to revamp that. I'm getting really big. You talk about what is my next project. I'm really expanding my women's collection. Mm-hmm. My women's line is going to go crazy by next year. But then I'm just doing a lot of research, because I tell women, I can measure you and I can measure this girl over here. Y'all can have the exact same measurements and y'all look totally different. Mm. So I'm really excited to learn about that and just study. I'm a student of the game. I love this game. I don't get dressed just because I just like wearing suits and look. I study this. I have a library in my house.
Because everything is evolving.
Yeah.
And there's different trends. Not every other hour or every other day there's a new trend coming out?
Yeah. And everything is related. Like I tell people, we have, and I ain't making this political, we have a war in Iran going on. We have the things going on in Israel. We have all these things going on in world news. But I'm looking at all these things can relate to fashion. Everything can draw back in some way to the way you dress, the way you express yourself. And as I study, I find these like little nuggets. And it makes me excited to get into design. That's why I design all my things based on.
So for the new people who want to check out your product, do you have a storefront here in Las Vegas, or where can they find it at?
Well, I recently got rid of my studio because my system was so perfect and so streamlined that people stopped coming to my store. Mm-hmm. Because then it turned into, I got a text, I need black tux. Send me the money. I already got your measurements on file, so send me the money. Mm-hmm. So now I'm a private concierge designer. I come to you. And if you ever want to book with me, check out my website, silverspoonclothing.co, not com.co. Okay. Instagram, silverspoon.co. You can see some of my designs, and you can reach out to me, and we can make some amazing.
So what are your hours?
24 hours. If you, like I said, I'm a private concierge. If you call me at 4 a.m. and say I need to see you, I'm gonna get bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. I'm on the way. I had a recent client. He pulled his button off. He was going to the Jeezy concert here in Vegas, and literally I was like,
the all black.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I'm on the way. And I always say mission failed successfully because everybody's like, oh, didn't you feel some type of way? Like your buttons have fallen off. I was like, first of all, I pulled the button off. Didn't fall off. Secondly, I got there and everybody there was so shocked. They was looking at him like, wait, you have a tailor that's on call? Mm. Like, did you just have your tailor come and fix your button? I'm in the middle of Planet Hollywood fixing the button.
So, do you, with that type of service, do you build a relationship with your clients?
Absolutely. That's all this is. That's all I do. This whole thing that I have it's a family. You're welcome. It's the Silver Spoon family. I don't say I have clients. I have Silver Spoons.
Okay.
I have hidden features. I would say my brand is a little fraternity because I only take so many clients. I've turned away clients. I've told people, I don't think we're going to be a fit. Your attitude towards women, the way you behave, you're not going to bring down my brand. Best example was Jersey Shore. Remember the show to Jersey Shore?
Yeah.
You know that
MTV,
Ed Hardy was an amazing tattoo artist. He built a following. He was huge. Ed Hardy was being worn on Jersey Shore. His brand got associated with ignorance to the point it almost collapsed his business. And I said, that would never happen in my business. You would not bring my brand down. I've sent people cease and desist letters that I don't want you to wear my clothes anymore. So in that, I set a standard, and because it's like I'm so protective of my bait, I say I have Silverspoon family. I'm close to all my clients. They call me anytime. I go to movies with these guys. And building that network and that friendship, that brotherhood, sustained my business, but also gave me friends, family. So that's why it's important for me to have these relationships. That's all this game is. It's relationships.
So before we go, what celebrity that you would love to see in your brand? Wearing your brand?
Kev on stage. He's a big, I'm a huge idol. He's an idol of mine. Kev on stage. Gordon Ramsay, because he sets a standard of excellence, and he sets standards so high, he damn near can't get to it. Ali Sadiq. I would like to make a suit for Ali Sadiq. Barack Obama, of course. There's so many. I'm thinking there's so many that's in my brain right now, but some of them I'm like, people wouldn't know who that is.
Okay.
I do.
Well, once again, before we head out here, where can they find you at?
On Instagram, silverspoon.co. My website, silverspoonclothing.co. Yeah, silverspoonclothing.co. And I tell people, I give my number. You would contact me directly, 702-793-6402. Call that number anytime. I'm 100% available. I'll sit down. We have our conversation. We'll find if we're fit for each other, and we'll make magic. And remember, it's a privilege.
Well, thank you again for stopping by. Conversation with Mr. French, and tune in to see who's next.
Hey, I must say, give you your flowers. This is probably the most professional interview I've done in a long time.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
I'll be doing some interviews. They be smoking cigars in the background. They got 6-7 people in there. I'm like, why is all these people in this room?
No.
Like,
once again, brother, we're here for a real conversation with real people, brother. Thank you again.
Yeah, I appreciate you.